Hi, second grade families. Mrs. Larson here with a Week at a Glance tutorial to walk you through what our Week at a Glances will look like and how they will be communicated to families. The Week at a Glance will be sent out by Sunday evening every week. I will be sending out the Week at a Glance through email and Skyward Family Access, and the Week at a Glance will be posted in Seesaw as an announcement for students to access. Please note, and I apologize in advance for the inconvenience about this, there will be two announcements in Seesaw. One announcement for Group A students with the Group A Week at a Glance, and one announcement for the Group B students with the Group B Week at a Glance. As a second grade team, Miss Sender and I decided that we would separate our Group A Week at a Glance from our Group B Week at a Glance. Our intention is to minimize the amount of information that your child has to navigate through independently. So for that reason, there will be two Week at a Glances. Now, in Seesaw, unfortunately, there is not a way for us to send out the Group A Week at a Glance as an announcement to only Group A students and Group B for only Group B students. In Seesaw, when teachers send an announcement, there is only one opportunity to send that announcement to all students. So unfortunately, I will have to be sending out two announcements, one for Group A and one for Group B, but please note that we have a request into the district tech office to determine how to upload the Group A grid only to Group A and Group B only to Group B students, just to further minimize any possible confusion. But in an effort to try to help alleviate any confusion, there has been a picture icon added to Group A's Week at a Glance and Group B's Week at a Glance. My hope is that the picture icon will help your child remember and identify what group they are in. That's not Group A or Group B. That's an alligator or a bear. So Group A students will be our alligator students, Group A alligators, and Group B students will be our bears, Group B bears. We have our alligator here at the top of Group A and our bear here at the top of Group B. Let's take a closer look at our Week at a Glance. So on your child's synchronous or live learning day, they will receive all instruction and activity directions live from me in Zoom. The Zoom room will remain open for students to enter if they have questions or need additional teacher support from me. So that's why when you look at Group A's live instruction on Mondays and Wednesdays, there are no activities listed because all of the instruction and activities will be provided by me in Zoom. On your child's asynchronous learning day, their remote days, they will follow this Week at a Glance to complete their independent work. Now, please note that the intention is that all the work can be completed by students without adult supervision. Now, I recognize that some kids have different levels of independence and may require different levels of assistance, but that is something that I would like to work with you and your family on. I do not want any parents to have to sacrifice time out of their adult day to help their child through their asynchronous Seesaw activities. So if you are finding that your child is needing extra assistance or extra support from you, please let me know right away so that we can come up with a plan together, because all of these activities should be completely independent for your child. When you look at the asynchronous remote days, you will see different activities listed for each of our daily subjects. Activities like this that are not highlighted, those activities will be physical activities that students will do with paper or pencil or in their workbook or with a book. So for example, IDR, which is independent daily reading, that will be for them to work in a book, so they will not be on a screen. No highlight, no screen. all of the activities that are highlighted in yellow are Seesaw activities. The bold and underlined text is the title of the activity. The text underneath is a brief summary of what your child will be doing independently. So when your child looks at the week at a glance and they say, oh, beetle glyph directions, I'm going to go in Seesaw and find the video called Beetle Glyph Directions. There are more directions in Seesaw for your child to fully understand the activity. This little brief summary underneath the title is just for them to get an idea before they head into the Seesaw activity. Your child's Seesaw activities will be assigned to them the morning of their asynchronous day. So when they log in, so for Group A, their asynchronous day is Tuesday. When they log in on Tuesday, they are going to see these 1, 2, 3, 4 Seesaw activities assigned to them. Please note that these activities will be pre-taught in our live synchronous instruction the day before. So I have set aside some time in our live daily schedule for students to be in the Zoom room with me, open up their Seesaw and I'm going to walk them through some of the activities that they will be completing the following day. Here is the Group B week at a glance. Please note that because Group B students have their first day of asynchronous or remote instruction on Monday, their first day of school has a little bit of a lighter load. Ms. Sender and I in our planning did not want to overwhelm our Group B students with a lot of activities the first day of school in Seesaw. And we also wanted to make sure that we gave them the opportunity to be pre-taught with that live synchronous instruction like our Group A students would. So for our Group B students, they will have 2 Seesaw activities that are more exploratory, and then they'll have that read independently for 15 minutes. But after their synchronous day, their first live day on Tuesday, they'll receive more asynchronous activities in Seesaw on Wednesday. Now, when you're looking at the week at a glance, you'll notice that there are some hyperlinks inserted. These hyperlinks are going to take you to Zoom rooms or activity menus. Up here, Mrs. Larson's Distance Choice Classroom, this link will always take you to Mrs. Larson's virtual Zoom room. So the link will not change at all throughout the year. It will always be here in your week at a glance, and it will always stay the same. Now down here for the first month of school, students in the Distance Choice program will be receiving asynchronous instruction from our specialists. So there's a link to an activity menu for them to complete. And then on Fridays, there will be a Friday specialist activity where students can join a Zoom room to have live instruction. Now, after 2 full digital day cycles, I believe it is October 21st is our first live synchronous classes with our specialist teachers. So there will be more information coming out about that live specialist instruction later on in October. So now that we've looked at our week at a glances, I'm going to walk you through how we're going to navigate Seesaw and where the week at a glances will be posted in Seesaw. So when your child opens Seesaw, they're going to press the button, I'm a student. Using that QR code that I provided in your distance materials bag pickup, they'll scan that QR code and it will bring them to their Seesaw journal page. So at the top, it will say their name here. And then you'll see 3 tabs over here. The first tab is the journal page. On your child's journal will be all of their completed and teacher-approved Seesaw activities. It's an archive, a journal of all of their completed activities that they have done. The second tab is the Activities tab. And this is where your child will find all of their asynchronous activities that I assign to them. It will show up looking like this on the left-hand screen. So they'll have their activities to complete for the day right here, and they may have to scroll up and down depending on the number of activities. But remember, the title, the name of their activity in their week at a glance will be the same as the title or name of the activity in Seesaw. When they are to complete an activity, they'll press this Add a Response button, and then they will complete the activity following the instructions. The last tab here is your child's inbox tab, and this is the tab for announcements. When I post an announcement with the week at a glance, your child will receive an inbox notification here. So looking at this page, you see that I have posted the Group A Alligators week at a glance. When your child sees their Group A Alligators week at a glance, or if your child is in Group B, they'll see their Group B Bears week at a glance, they are going to click on the picture of the week at a glance, and it will take them to a screen that looks like this. Within this screen, those live links do not work. This is just a snapshot of the week at a glance. They can still access and look at all of the activities and the names that they will need to complete for their asynchronous lessons, but the live links do not work yet. Rather, they will need to press this button, View Original, and that will take them to the PDF document in Safari. Once they're viewing the PDF in Safari, these links are live. So they will be able to click on Mrs. Larson's Distance Choice Classroom and enter my virtual Zoom room. Or they'll be able to click on the specialist activity menus or Zoom rooms so that they can access those rooms. So they must click View Original in the bottom right-hand corner to bring them to the live PDF document with our live links. Last year, I had many students find that it was helpful to print the week at a glance, if you have a printer at home, to cross off your completed activities. Just thought I would share that with you. Now, one more thing before I go. I want you to note that as we begin the year, there may not be as many Seesaw activities for their asynchronous instruction because we are going to go slow to go fast. So we will build stamina and independence with the school year, and as we do that, more content will be added. My intention is that all students are able to complete these activities asynchronously, independently. So we're going to really take our time in building up to what a full week of instruction asynchronously would look like for these second graders. Please note that some lessons may not have any asynchronous activities assigned to them yet, but we will build in more subjects as we continue with this school year. And once again, if your child is needing additional adult support and structure at home on their asynchronous days, please let me know right away so that we can come up with a plan together. If you have any questions, please send me an email. I will do my best to answer with the information I currently have. And as I learn more about the students' needs and the class's needs, I will be making small changes if necessary and updating you with those changes immediately. I hope that you have a great weekend. Bye.